Hello, Mary. Nice to see you again. How are you doing today?
Thank you. It's good to be here.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. Has it been a good month?
It's been okay. I'm just super busy as usual.
Oh, I can imagine. You have a lot going on. Want to tell me about what's been happening?
Sure, yeah, I'm just juggling a lot between the kids, work, school, and my Mark. I haven't had a quiet moment in a while.
Mark is your boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay. You'll have to tell me about him. That's a lot going on at once. How are your kids?
They're good. Juan is loving first grade. I'm so happy about that because I was so nervous before about how he would do in a new school.
Mm-hmm.
But so far so good.
Good. That's great. And how have you been? Has your sleep improved at all?
Oh, not so good. I think it's gotten worse.
Really? How so?
Well, I just lie awake and worry. I'll go to bed too late and just lie there awake in my head with all these thoughts. I just can't turn my brain off. And the more I worry about it, the worse it gets.
Mm-hmm.
So I wake up groggy, and I think I'm much more emotional than I am tired. It makes days so much longer and harder. I don't think I've had a good night's sleep in a half a year.
Wow. That's crazy. I can't imagine that. I love my sleep.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Must be really hard to get up and accomplish so much every day, right?
Yes.
I want to try and use some of the cognitive behavioral techniques we talked about last session. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds good.
Great. Did you read those pamphlets that I gave you? That information?
I read the pamphlets, and I think it sounds interesting.
Great.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you're interested because I think it might really be able to help you with your sleeping problems.
Okay.
First, let's talk a little bit more about what goes on around your sleep patterns. Can you tell me what your evenings and nights are like? Like, what is the routine with the kids and all?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So I pick up the kids at like 4:30 from school,
Mm-hmm.
and we head home. Then they have a little free time while I start dinner. Sometimes Juan has homework, so he's supposed to do that, then but he's not always interested. Meanwhile, the little one is cranky like every night now. I think she's not getting a nap at school. Yeah, and I've been really trying to cook healthy meals for them since their school lunches are free, but usually something like pizza or chicken nuggets, which isn't healthy. They need more veggies. So anyway, by the time dinner is all over, it's time for baths and bedtime. I get them all ready and then try to squeeze in some time for my own homework. It's usually like 10 minutes or 10 o'clock by then.
Mm-hmm.
If I can actually get my kids to sleep, and by then I'm just so tired. I only want to sleep, but I can't think about I'm thinking about all the work I have to do. On top of all of that, there's Mark to think about.
Mm.
I just don't know if it's cool that he comes and lives with us. So I wonder about that for a while.
Mm-hmm. You wonder about Mark staying with you and the kids and your sister?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's definitely a worry for you right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we can talk about that in a little. That's a lot. You're so in tune with your kids, though. That's great. You really know what's going on with them?
Yeah.
You're a very thoughtful and observant mommy. So, back to your sleep. What time do you think you actually fall asleep?
Well, I'd say probably like around 2 a.m.
Ooh, and what time do you wake up? Really early, right?
Yeah, I typically wake up around 5:45, somewhere in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty consistent.
I don't know how you do it. But
I don't know either.
Today we're going to focus on some skills that will hopefully help you with your sleep problems. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I really want to find something that works.
Okay. So to start, let's talk about your schedule that you just shared with me. You mentioned that you get more emotional when you're tired. Can you tell me more about that?
I just feel anxious more than I'm tired. Like I need coffee or something, but when I drink coffee, I get worse. I'm extra sensitive to things going on around me and just get super frustrated. I don't let it show though. I shut down before I can freak out. That way no one else around me knows I'm having a moment. I can't be having anxiety attacks at school or work.
Okay, so you're finding this as a way to cope. You kind of shut down.
Totally.
Definitely put a lot of thought into it. So you're feeling kind of overwhelmed and hopeless or helpless with the situation, is that right?
Totally.
Okay.
Totally.
Sounds like your nervous system is working overtime with all that going on. You might, and that might make you even more exhausted. So you're getting nervous about being nervous, kind of, and then you shut down. One suggestion I'm going to make is that you create rituals. Your helpless feeling might be helped if you feel in control of what's going on, and if you're doing something routinely every day, that can help with that. And since sleep is a goal you've made clear, maybe we could make a ritual around your bedtime process.
Well, what does a bedtime ritual look like?
So it's something you're going to try and do the same every day, and it'll be something to prepare you for bed. So, for example, every night after you put the kids to bed, you might do something for yourself that is calming for you. What makes you feel like cozy and calm in your home?
I have no idea anymore. It's always hectic at my sister's with all the kids.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, what have you done kind of in your past? Do you remember anything you did to help you relax previously?
So maybe take a bath or light some candles.
Oh, okay, perfect. So that's like a ritual. You can go check on your kids, and once you found that they're asleep, you go and light a candle and dim the lights. What do you think about that?
It seems kind of weird, honestly, but I like it.
Okay, good. Okay, so it's really just something concrete you can do to reframe your mind and prepare your mind for bed. So, additionally, your body is going to react to dimmer lights because you'll release, is it melatonin, I think, is a natural hormone that comes up when you start to get sleepy, and it won't produce it if the lights are really bright. So dimming the lights and lighting a candle will help you feel more prepared to go to sleep. So.
No way, that's interesting.
Great. So you said you found some time to look over the materials I gave you on cognitive behavioral therapy?
Yes,
okay.
I like this stuff.
Let's talk some more about ways to calm your body with your mind and your body. To calm your body with your mind and your mind calmed with your body.
Sure.
Kind of, they're interactive, that's
okay.
what I'm saying. When you're feeling anxious, like day-to-day stuff.
Sure.
Outside of your sleep schedule.
Okay.
I'm going to explain a skill, and then we can try and apply it to a situation together. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Great. Okay, to begin, we can talk about breathing. So your nervous system is aroused when you get anxious, and your heart rate increases. Do you feel that way?
Oh, absolutely. I can't. Yep.
Sometimes
absolutely.
when you get anxious at school, like you were saying?
Yes.
Okay. I remember we talked about this physical response you experienced during our last session too, and one way to calm your heart rate is by retraining your breathing in those scenarios. So let's think of a time that, when was the last time you had one of these anxious kind of almost anxiety attacks?
It used to happen a lot when I was driving.
Okay, so in that scenario, we can try and concentrate on your breathing. And breathing techniques are great because you can do them and no one around you really even knows you're doing it. We don't have to think too much about breathing normally, but our breath is closely related to our heart and our nervous system and how they work. So And I'm sure you've felt that in your body's response to getting scared. Your heart rate elevates and your breathing changes.
Yes.
So if you can train your brain to like calm your breathing, it'll actually control your heart rate, and your thoughts will follow eventually. So it's kind of a process and something you have to practice.
Okay.
But that's kind of how we're going to work with that. Do you have any questions about that?
No, makes sense.
Okay. It's going to take a while to, like, once you start practicing it, it'll make more sense. But so now let's try something. I want you to breathe in through your nose slowly and with control while I count to 6. And then once I reach 6, I'll count backwards to 1, and you exhale just as slowly. Do you want to try that?
Sure.
Okay. Ready? Okay. 1. Wait, did I say close your eyes? No. Okay. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, was your breath able to like keep with the numbers?
On the inhale, it was short, but I just held it until to breathe out.
You exhaled for 6 seconds?
Yes.
Even though I messed up the numbers?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Great.
So
there's a lot of breathing exercises out there that can be really helpful. That one I kind of made up on my own and I use for myself. But oftentimes just concentrating on how many counts your breath can be is going to be really helpful for calming yourself and just like grounding yourself and coming back to your breath when you're getting really anxious. Good. So you can start practicing that in calm, low stress environments.
Okay.
So that you're ready when you're starting to feel anxious when you're at school or work.
Okay. And how often do I do this? Like, I know you said calm, low moments, but is there?
Let's try and, maybe you can think of 2 times by the time I see you again, when you kind of think about it on your own and try and practice it.
Okay.
Does that sound like something you can do?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. And you don't have to like report back to me necessarily, but just keep it in mind. Okay. And practicing it, you're going to feel more comfortable the more you do it. So I think it'll help you a lot, though. Does that sound good?
That sounds great.
Okay.